Okay, let's begin. My name is Rodrigo Lagarza. This is my personal reflection on culture and self-awareness on the class of intercultural leadership. Yeah. Let's say, I mean, as you know, in our rapidly globalizing world, understanding culture and cultivating self-awareness has become imperative for personal growth and effective cross-cultural interactions. Throughout my life, some can say it has been very short. I believe it's been a long time, 20 years, almost 21. I mean, throughout my life journey, I witnessed firsthand the profound impact these concepts have had on shaping my identities, perspectives, which is the most important part for me, and worldviews. So allow me to share my reflections and insights on this transformative process. Yes. Okay, let's start first by defining what is culture and self-awareness. Okay, so culture refers to the shared patterns of behaviors, beliefs, values, and norms that a band of group uh, share together. Yeah, it encompasses various aspects, including language, traditions, customs, and ways of life. In most cases, it is passed down through generation. Yes. On the other hand, self awareness is the conscious knowledge of one's own character, thoughts, beliefs, motivations, and emotions. This involves the ability to introspect and understand how our experiences, biases, and perceptions influence our actions and interactions with others. And this is the key thing that I believe what makes us human, basically. Okay, let's continue. Okay, coming on the personal reflections on how globalization has influenced. How talking about the influence of globalization, basically. Okay, having grown up on a multicultural environment, I've in my case I grew up on Saltilla, but by by meaning of my multicultural environment, I mean on my family and my educational system, which they accept people from around the world. And I've seen students from Africa, United States, Canada, Korea, I mean, Spain. So I've witnessed firsthand how globalization has brought diverse cultures together. Yeah. This exposure has broadened my horizons, challenged my preconceived notions, and brought me to question the cultural assumptions I had unknowingly internalized. It has made me actively aware of the complexities and nuances that exist within and across cultures, fostering a deeper appreciation for cultural diversity. Also, on this aspect of globalization, I mean, everyone can nowadays with our mobile devices, we can see open a video or just search on the internet. Uh, let's say place like Africa, Japan, and see their perspective, how the world or the city works around there. I mean, it is not the same as experience it in your a song as experience it, but I mean, with this, everyone can experience something like this, which had led to a cultural homogenization and the loss of unique cultural identities. Okay, continuing with the cultural identities and dimensions. So in this case, my cultural identities shaped by my family's heritage, which in some part is Spanish from Spain and United States also. Okay, so shaped. Okay, so so continuing with so so I mean my cultural identity was shaped by my family's identity, my upbringing, and life experiences. Obviously, all of these have played a pivotal role in how I perceive myself in relation to others. For instance, the cultural dimension of individualism versus collectivism has profoundly influenced my understanding of personal goals, relationships, and social responsibilities. Similarly, the power distance dimension has impacted my perception of authority, hierarchical structures, and decision making process. In this case, my family, on the case of individualism, my family always taught me to try it myself. Like, if you have a problem, try to solve it yourself, and try not to seek help immediately until you try it. But on the other hand, the school, I mean, they teach us to work together, basically. Like, if we have a problem, talk it among yourselves and try to find a solution. So knowing these two parts, I I can like find the middle basically and say like if I have a problem, I try myself first. If not, I seek help immediately and give my point of view basically and my help also. So we can work together basically. I mean this is a very big example, but something like this. Okay, now talking about the cultural intelligence, which is very important, I believe. So, developing cultural intelligence, which is the ability to relate and work effectively across cultures, has been instrumental in navigating cross cultural situations and cultivating self awareness. Through active listening, observing nonverbal cues, and adapting my behavior, I've gained a deeper understanding of my own biases, communication styles, and the importance of perspective taking. I mean, this is one thing that I believe that I work on very good. Like I'm very aware of my surroundings and the people that are around me. I can tell a lot how they feel and understand them basically. Okay, so I mean, this journey or these experiences have taught me the value of cultural humility, basically, which involves recognizing the limitations of one's cultural knowledge and remaining open to learning from others. Yeah, I mean, you can always learn from another culture, another person. You need to always keep your mind open to and willing to learn. Yeah, be willing to learn and keep your mind open. Like in some cases, like for example, in like I met a lot of people from Korea due to nowadays Saltillo being very industrialized by the Korean people, and I met a lot of them. And at first, I was very defensive. I didn't like it. I mean, it's my home, Saltillo, and I didn't like it coming another people to to my home basically. But then you start talking to them, like I say, active listening, and start to understand them, their situation, and everything. And you're like, okay, I'm wrong. I mean, let's work together. Basically, I mean, you can always learn and learn something new. Basically, okay. So let's continue. I mean, and as the presentation says, like cultural intelligence makes you a more inclusive, supportive, and effective person. Yeah. Okay. Um, Now talking about the multiculturalism and interculturalism. I mean, these are two very important topics. In my personal life, I encounter multiculturalism and interculturalism in various settings, from my diverse friend group circle, like I taught you, like I said before, and education experiences. So I witnessed these two topics from my friends groups, from educational experiences to multicultural workplaces. These interactions have taught me to the value of respecting and appreciating cultural differences while also recognizing our shared humanity. They have challenged me to open my mind, be empathetic, which is the most important part, and, and adapt in cross cultural interactions by fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation for the richness and cultural diversity. I mean, like I said, in the school, there are a lot of people from, there have been a lot of people from Korea, Spain, United States, and you have to work together, and you have to work based on also on their values, basically, because everyone is raised different, have their own values, norms, etc. So you need to work to find a middle point or work together so you can keep going, basically. And like I said, this to in order to this to work, you need to keep an open mind, be empathetic. That's what I learned before. Like you need to understand their point of view and be adaptable. I mean, you need to adapt basically. If not, you're going to be left behind. Okay, so let's continue with my the impact on my personal growth, which I think has been a lot in the recent years. So developing self-awareness within the context of cultural diversity has been a transformative journey for me. It has grounded my perspectives, enhanced my emotional intelligence, and fostered a deeper appreciation for the complexities of human experiences. It has also made me a more reflective, allowing me to identify areas of personal growth and continuously refine my cultural understanding, basically. This process has enabled me to become a more effective communicator, problem solver, and leader in diverse settings. I mean, you need to always learn about your mistakes, is what I believe. And you need to reflect on your actions, on what you're doing, what you're not doing. And based on that, you need to work on it and keep keep um, like a system now, keep updating. I mean, you need to become better. On the terms of the examples, I mean, I already mentioned a lot of examples of of my life where I've learned this stuff. Another one is, I mean, most of my family has traveled a lot. I've also, but I'm only traveled to, I mean, United States and not not very far away. But my family they have to Europe and Asia, etc. And I also learn from their experiences, basically. I mean, you can always learn from other people also. It's not all about from different cultures, but also in your family, you can learn uh, you can learn from them from this type of situations, what they have experienced in other parts of the world, and that's been also a learning curve for me. Like, I mean, and if you want a very specific example, I want to talk about let's talk about soccer. I went to a tournament in the United States. And, I mean, it's very different here than here in in Mexico, really. Like they are respectful, like the whole crowd and everything. Here, Mexico is very uh, passionate. Let's say. I mean, they say bad words and everything to you. But playing in the United States, like everyone was very respectful, the players also. So I mean, it's very different, and you learn from these experiences how to behave and what to say, what not to say, basically. So continuing on with my challenges and opportunities. In my case, while navigating cultural differences and cultivating self-awareness can be challenging, it is also presents a numerous opportunities for personal growth. Yeah, culture also for cultural enrichment and fostering inclusive, harmonious, sorry, societies. Societies. So embracing these challenges with an open mind, a willingness. So, like I mentioned, like be willing to learn, which is the most important part, and a commitment to self-reflection can lead to a greater empathy, respect, and understanding among individuals and communities. Okay, so I can say here that one key challenge that I've encountered is navigating cultural misunderstandings. I mean, you learn the hard way, and conflicts arising from different values, norms, and communication styles. However, by practicing active listening, seeking clarification, and approaching these situations with cultural humility, I've been able to turn these challenges into opportunities for growth and mutual understanding. Uh, I mean, as I mentioned, you can always turn a challenge into an opportunity. Every weakness is an opportunity to become better. And another example of a challenge has been confronting my own unconscious biases and assumptions, which which I mean everyone who I believe has has done this. I believe so, or most of my friends. uh, which can all this can accidentally keep alive stereotypes and hinder cross-cultural understanding, which is very bad. I mean, that's one thing that I learned. Through honest self reflection and a commitment to continuous learning, I've been able to identify and address these biases, fostering a more inclusive and respectful mindset. I mean, you always need to be respectful to to everyone, basically. And embracing these challenges has not only enriched my personal and professional experiences, but has also equipped me with the skills and mindset necessary to thrive in our increasingly interconnected world. Okay, very important to, as I mentioned, become better. And finally, I'm sorry, having problems with the presentation. Uh, okay, I'm missing the my final presentation, but it's basically the same. Conclusion, it doesn't matter. I can say the conclusion. Well, as I was mentioning, our in our globalized and multicultural reality, self-awareness and cultural understanding are not mere luxuries, but essential tools for personal growth, also for effective communication and building bridges across diverse backgrounds. By embracing these concepts and continuously reflect on our experiences, we can enhance our cultural intelligence, foster inclusive environments, and contribute to a more harmonious and respectful global society, basically. So, looking back on my journey, on my life, I'm filled with gratitude for the opportunities I've had to explore and engage with diverse cultures. The experiences have not only broadened uh, my horizons, but have also challenged me to examine my own beliefs, basically my own beliefs, my own values, and my worldviews. It is also through this process of self-awareness and cultural exploration that I've gained a deeper appreciation for the richness and complexity of the human experience. And just to finish, I want to say that moving forward, I am committed to continuing this journey of self-discovery and cultural understanding. But because you can always learn, as I mentioned, you need to keep your mind open. And I believe that by fostering open and respectful dialogues, and always seeking to understand perspectives different from your own yourself, we can embrace the beauty of diversity. We can create a more compassionate and inclusive world for all of us. Yes. So thank you very much for this activity, and thank you, teacher. It was a very mind opening